Good afternoon and welcome to Catalonia, home of the Spanish Grand Prix. The cars are on the grid and the crowd's excitement is building ahead of lights out. As we're now only moments away from the off, let's take a look at the grid order in which they'll start today's race.
How's it going, guys? It is Ryan and welcome to a brand new video where today we are doing a F1 2016 Sauber challenge video on F1 2015 using the 2016 mod, which I'll leave in the description below for you guys to try out. And I want to thank you guys for the response on the Manor Racing challenge videos from Monza and Austria, and a lot of you asked me to do this, so I'm very happy to do it for you. And we were at Spain, as this was the closest Sauber got to a point, with 12th place from Marcus Ericsson. So we're going to see if that is the case, if we can score any points. But the lights are on now for our Sauber F1 challenge. We are away in Catalonia in Spain, and it's a very poor start from us with a lot of wheel spin, as Pascal Wehrlein and Harriento of the Manor putting away nicely, and even Harriento has got past Fernando Alonso, it seems, going into turn 1 here as we get past Pascal Wehrlein and Alonso there, just getting a lot of oversteer on losing the back end, but we hold it and we managed to get past Alonso and Pascal Wehrlein, and we are up to P18. So okay start, I've got to say, but the pack will start to spread out as we go along with this. We go down the inside of Jenson Button and also Ria Harriento, and we move up to 16th with our teammate Felipe Nasr is the next man on our radar. And this is good practice for me for when we go to F1 2016, which comes out on the 19th of August, as this will be the team I'll be driving for in the career mode. If you've not seen the announcement video that I made, then make sure to check out the video. I'll put a link for that in the description below, or at the end of the video you can click on the annotation of the screen where you can check it out. But anyway, we're coming down the straight then towards the start of the last sector, and we're already second up on Harriento, so he must have got past Alonso and Jenson Button. So Harriento on the move for Manor, and then just get a little bit of oversteer. We get a bit of a cheeky warning from the stewards for cutting the corner, as we're all over the back of our teammate already, and it's not even the end of the first lap, so we're doing pretty well. We're not that far off a point already, as you can just see there. I think it's the Toro Rosso of Carlos Sainz leading the way on there, as Hamilton is leading this race then, as we get a bit of a poor exit out of the chicane, slow chicane section, and it's a half a second gap to our teammate, with Harriento a half a second back. So we've got plenty of time. It's a 33 lap race this one, it's quite a long one, and three-stop strategy is the required one, but I'm going to be attempting to do a two-stop strategy, which I have been quite a common for from what happened in the AOR race in Singapore, which I did was quite good. But anyway, we're now onto lap 5, as nothing really happened as much, as the tyres are starting to degrade as much, as we've been saving our tyres quite nicely, but we're all over the back of our teammate, and we open the door on the inside. If we go side by side with our teammate, he's really holds it nicely there, Nasr, but has to give up eventually. And we move up to P14, as we've lost a man already, which was Carlos Sainz, as he is out of the race, and we move up to 14th place from it. But we're going to get some nice slipstream from Kvyat, who's got slipstream from Palmer in that Renault car. And Kvyat looks like he's going to try and make a move into turn 1. He looks ripped, but just nowhere to go. And we locked the front right, nearly hitting the back of Kvyat there. So we just nearly got away with that and not get any damage from that. But we're going to go side by side with Kvyat round turn 3. Just no space there, as he's pushed us off the track, it seemed, but we get a nice exit there, and they're now side by side with him going into the next corner. We're still side by side with Kvyat, and we're going to try and get a good exit here, but Kvyat's got the better traction. We're going to try and make a late move into this corner, and we just about hold it there. Kvyat comes to hold the line nicely in there. It's a slight twitch from the wheel, and we make contact with Kvyat. Into the wall we go, and we are being given a steward's inquiry for the incident with Kvyat there, but we only lose 2 positions for that, so it's nothing too serious. But we did get a bit of damage on our front left end plate, which you can see on your screen there. So grip's going to be a bit of a disadvantage for us until we pit. And I was debating pitting now and sticking to the three-stop strategy, but I thought we may as well go for it. And we're going to add a bit of front wing as well, just to give us a bit of grip there, because I was struggling a bit during the opening stages of this race at times. So here comes Fernando Alonso then, with the DRS. He's going to brake really late into the hairpin here, and gets it done, and moves up to 14th place. So not what we wanted, as there's a few people in the pit lane already making their three-stop strategies going to happen. So we're going to see if we can hold off Jenson Button here. The gap's quite large, but we need to see if the pace with Fernando Alonso is enough to really get this two-stop strategy to work. as obviously they will be quicker because the pre-stop is largely quicker with the leaders than it is with the mid-packers. We're going to get the DRS and easily pass Fernando Alonso up to P6 provisionally. As I said, the leaders are making their first pit stops as Vettel will come in behind Alonso, who will be in 8th place. So not too bad really, as we're going to go on to lap 9 as Alonso made his pit stop. And as you can see, Sebastian Vettel is right behind us and makes the move easily done and dusted with the fresh set of option tyres, and moves up to takes the lead of the race. And we've got Raikkonen there, who missed out on a win in real life Spanish Grand Prix, so he'll be looking to make a great performance here today and maybe pull off a victory. We get a bit of a warning from the stewards again for the corner cutting, so we need to be very careful with that. We don't want to get a penalty, a 3-second penalty, but Raikkonen will have the DRS and will go round the outside of us, it looks like, into the hairpin, as we're going to hold at the inside. This is for position and not for a lap, for being lapped, as Raikkonen holds it nicely around the outside. Bit of a cheeky cut there from Raikkonen there, I don't know if you guys saw that. But we get a bit of a slight tap from Hamilton there, who pushes us wide and moves himself up to P3. So a bit naughty there from Lewis, as I won't be saying that because he's English, but very aggressive from Hamilton there. And we'll be making our pit stop right away from that moment that we know the tyres are off. I don't know why the game forced me into the wall there, but we're going to be making our first pit stop of the race on the end of lap 9 onto lap 10. So it is possible to do a 2-stop here with another set of the option tyres to get me to around about lap 19, lap 20 will be realistic, and go on to the primes to the end. It's a good stop there, 2.1 stop from the Sauber boys, probably the best pit stop I've had on this game, I've got to say. So a very good stop there for the team, but we lose out to Alonso still, as we're down to 17th place, so not where we wanted to be considering where we were before the pit stops. So we need to see if we can get something out of the hat here, but we will have the grip on these option tyres, as the rest of the pack will most likely be struggling or starting to get signs of degradation on their tyres. So let's see if that is the case later on in this race as we build along. So maybe even people maybe struggling to do 3 stops, maybe have to do 4, which would be very interesting to see if anyone does do that. But we're still behind Alonso, as you can see, but we just get the grip there, as you can see, and he's saving a bit of hers there with a blinking light, or he's harvesting hers, sorry. We're going to get a nice exit of the corner, get the DRS, be a bit warning for extending the track, but we'll go down the inside of Alonso, brake late as he does as well, but we hold the inside and we move up to P16. So we're on the charge now. Next up is our teammate Felipe Nasr, as Lewis Hamilton sets a 24/7 fastest lap of the race for the Mercedes team, as he's going to try and win this race here, as we're going to be going now to lap 12, and Nasr has been held up by I believe that is Jody and Palmer, with Jenson Button in the pit lane, so he's going to be on to his second pit stop along with Nico Hulkenberg in the Force India, as Nasr's going to go down the inside of Palmer and moves up to P12. And Nasr's doing us a favour here, going side by side with Palmer, which will help us catch up to the back of the Renault. And Nasr's done us a big favour here, as we're now into the slipstream of Palmer, going into turn 4. We go down the inside, we go on there with our fresher set of options, and we move up to P13. So we are on the charge now, and next up is our teammate, as I've said, for the position where Marcus Ericsson actually finished in the actual Spanish Grand Prix. As you can see, we're right on the back of him now, going into the last couple of corners we go. And are we going to see people in the pit lane? The answer is yes, someone is in the pit lane, and Nasr stays out to continue on his merry ways, as we're going to be getting a nice exit now with the DRS, and this should be a comfortable move as we will pass Sergio Perez in the pit lane, and we move up to P11 with the DRS move on our teammate, and we're up to P11. So what I want you guys to let me know in the comments below is, who do you want me to drive with in the 2016 career mode? Is it going to be Marcus Ericsson, or do you want it to be Felipe Nasr? So let me know in the comments below who you would like me to drive with. I forgot to mention that in the actual video, so I do apologise, but we've got Daniel Kvyat in the pit lane now, along with the rest of the pack, the leaders, as we go approach the halfway distance of this race. And where we're going to be popping out is the question. We are just ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, and Hamilton beats us from the pit stop, so we won't have to worry about us anytime soon. But now we've got Daniel Ricciardo now up in 8th place, so we're on to 7th, so we're doing very well in the points paying positions. Obviously the rest of the pack have to make pit stop obviously, and Hamilton has been held up by Magnussen in the Renault, so this is helping us actually to maybe get a cheeky bit of DRS maybe. That is a bit unlikely, just losing a bit of grip there as Magnussen dives into the pit lane for his second stop. And we get a bit of a poor exit there, which may give Ricciardo a chance to pass us, but we get the DRS luckily from Hamilton. And there's a few people coming out the pit lane, which is Bottas and Max Verstappen going into turn 1. Are we going to hold it? Round the outside we go, making a daring move on Verstappen, come out the pit lane, and we get it done. And we move up to P4. So a great little battle there we are going to happen right now as Hamilton sets to 24.5 with Verstappen now all over the back of us now with the DRS, and there comes Ricciardo, his teammate in the mirror. He passes his teammate Ricciardo, and it will go now trying to make a move on us down into turn 1. We're going to try and do the same thing on Verstappen a lap ago, and we're going to hold it nicely there. We've got the position there, and we just make contact with Ricciardo. He hits us, into the wall we go. Luckily we don't get any damage there from the front wing, but a bit naughty there from Ricciardo, I've got to say. But it is debatable who was in the wrong there, so let me know who you think was in the wrong. But Ricciardo there, very naughty I've got to say, on making that a bit aggressive as we get a bit of time marbles there, and we lose a lot of grip, and Ricciardo goes through and up to P8. So not what we wanted there, but the stewards will be looking into that incident, I've got to say, from that. So we need to see what will happen at the end of the race, but we need to focus on trying to get these tyres to the magical number of lap 20, which you can see, which we have done. But as you can see, I'm losing a lot of grip here, so I will be going into the pit lane for my second and final stop of the race onto the prime tyres, as we will be losing the top 10. We'll be somewhere around about 13th, 14th when we finish this pit stop, so we need to see what that is. We're going to be going into the pit lane then, very slow this pit lane again, as it is for every track really, as Kvyat will go through for P9, Weston P10, which will probably be down now to P11 with Kevin Magnussen, and our teammate will be going through as well as the Sauber boys. Not going to get a 2.1 unfortunately again, it's a 2.4, but it's pretty respectable from Sauber, so very happy with that really, as we'll be coming out in 15th place, just ahead of, I believe that is Nico Hulkenberg actually, so he is up to P16 now, as Palmer is being held up by someone, so maybe we can get to Palmer. But the issue I've got right now is the rest of the field is on the option tyre, so we need to see if that is the case then, as we're on to lap 24, and Perez there is the next man ahead of us, as there's someone in the pit lane, as we will be going through to start lap 25 of this race, as Perez will still continue, as we will get the DRS, but I actually forgot that I actually had DRS, so it's a bit of a fail there as we shift down a gear for some reason, and then I realised that I had DRS, and not for a little short amount of time there, so a bit of a facepalm moment there for me, I've got to say. The first time I've ever done that in a F1 video, so I have to remember that next time if we're going to F1 2016. So we're coming then into the middle sector, we're only a second ahead, a second behind Perez, and we're 4.8 ahead of Daniel Kvyat, who we need to keep an eye on, because if we get a penalty, it could be a 3 to a 5 second penalty, we need to make sure that we have the edge on him. So we need to get that magical 5 seconds on Kvyat to stand any chance, or maybe even 8 seconds. I don't know what the penalty system is like for incident after the race, so we need to see if that is the case, as we're on to lap 27 and Vettel still leads from his teammate. We're about 16 seconds behind Ricciardo, so I don't think we're going to be catching up to Ricciardo anytime soon on there, but Kvyat's now 4.5 seconds behind, and I believe that is Magnussen behind him. So we need to see if we can actually hold off these two drivers. I think our teammate is too far back to be concerned about, so I think the points are on the cards unless we make a mistake or these primes blow up on us, so which is what I really did not want, with only 6 laps to go, sorry, as we cross the line. And it's not a bad time of 26.9, which is not too bad on the primes. Very consistent pace from us in this race then, as we're going to be braking into turn 1 again, missing the apex completely on there, as we are actually getting a bit of time on Kvyat from what Jeff has been mentioning. So maybe these tyres are starting to go off the cliff maybe already, as we've been very cautious on this set of prime tyres, not really without any dirty air, so that may have played a massive help to us, as this track is very demanding on tyres. Even if you have dirty air, it will basically make your life a living hell. But we just losing the back end slightly there. We're nothing too serious, but we're going to go on then to the end of lap 30 just to see what the gap is between us and Kvyat. And that answer with a 28 flat, which isn't the best of times, but the tyres are going off on us completely. The gap is now 4.2, so Kvyat is slowly crawling back to us. So we've got to be very cautious here. If we do get a penalty from the stewards, maybe even Kvyat might get a penalty for the collision that we had with him. We don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see in this Spanish Grand Prix, which has been very exciting. It has been a very tough one, this one to do. Trying to do a two-stop strategy on a track which is demanding on tyre wear. And we have gained a bit on Kvyat as well in that first sector by 4 tenths per second. So very happy to see the pace of the Sauber not too bad, but it is a demanding car to drive, which I'm looking forward to most on F1 2016 when it comes out on the 19th of August. So I'm looking forward to the challenge of driving that car and the stipulations that I'm bringing in for that. If you haven't, again, if you've not seen that, then check the link in the description below. But we're on to the final lap of the race, and as you can see, Kvyat is around about 5 seconds away, and Kimi Raikkonen won the race, which was quite a shock, considering Vettel had the pace on everyone during the first 3 quarters of the race. So I don't know what happened to Vettel, but Raikkonen finally wins a race in Formula 1 for a very, very long time. Does one better than he did in real life, so very happy for him to get a victory. But the question is, are we going to have enough time to get ahead of and keep our 8th place from Kvyat? That is the question, or even 9th place from Magnussen. That is the question. But we're going to find out any time now, breaking into the final couple of corners we go. And are we going to pull off a great finish for Sauber to score a point for them in our very first attempt in this little mini series for Sauber? We crossed the line. It is provisionally P8, but it seems the game has put me in P9, which means we did sadly lose out to Daniel Kvyat in there, but most importantly, we are in the top 10. We score Sauber's first points ever. What a great race that was. So here are the results then from the Spanish Grand Prix here, with Kimi Raikkonen winning and ahead of his teammate Sebastian Vettel with a Ferrari 1-2 by 9 tenths of a second, so very close between the two Scuderias, with Lewis Hamilton and Rosberg in 3rd and 4th. Hamilton actually dropping down actually from 1st, so a bit disappointing from him, and also Nico Rosberg, who was also on the front row as well. Valtteri Bottas was 5th with Verstappen in 6th, Ricciardo 7th with Kvyat just getting ahead of us with the penalty we received, sadly, from the incident with Daniel Ricciardo actually, so I was a bit annoyed with that, but we will still come home in P9, so we still get 2 points in the bag for the Sauber team, with Magnussen getting the last point, with our teammate just missing out in 11th place there, with beating Fernando Alonso in 12th place. Looking at the second half there, as you can see, we have Jenson Button in 13th with Perez and Hulkenberg. A bit of disappointing performance from the Force Indias to be down there when they had a decent qualifying performance, with Jody and Palmer in 16th, with Ria Haryanto beating Felipe Massa, who did a 4-stop strategy, bit bizarre from him, with Pascal Verdine, the last man in 19th to be classified, as Carlos Sainz did not finish the race, unfortunately, as he retired earlier on in the race. But that'll be it, guys. If you want me to do another Sauber F1 challenge, let me know in the comments below of this video for a track preference, and I'll be more than gladly happy to do that as well for you guys. But until next time, guys, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more F1 content, including F1 2016 footage, which comes out on August the 19th. But until then, guys, until the next video, have a great day, and I shall see you guys very soon for another video. Until then, enjoy your day, guys, and take care.